Welcome to Youth Diversion's webinar on self-esteem in girls. My name is Joanna Conrad, and today we'll be covering body image, self-esteem, peer pressure, social media, and how you as a parent can help your child. Very few girls exude confidence or have a strongly rooted sense of self-esteem. Girls generally outperform boys in the classroom, but parents and teachers often mistake their academic success for confidence. Studies have revealed that from age 8 to 14, girls' self-confidence falls by 30%. So why do girls judge themselves so harshly? Is it social media? Is it traditional media? Is it the way that we have raised them, whether it's customs or societal norms? Different ways that might have contributed to the way that a young girl feels that she needs to behave or look in order to get to a certain standpoint in her life. The media tends to portray females in power as being power hungry or being bossy and not being viewed necessarily in a positive way. The media also doesn't portray females to be both loving and strong at once. It's either one or the other. And in many times, girls are oftentimes feeling that they have to decide what they want to be. Either they want to be the motherly, loving type, or they want to be the quote-unquote power-hungry, boss type woman that's going to go after her career. And they almost feel that they can't have both. It creates a lot of obstacles for a girl when determining what she's going to do, especially as she pursues her educational career. Life is not in a bubble. Life experiences can change perception of ourselves and others. In recent years, social media has exploded. And with that being said, social media has taken a real influence in young people, especially's lives, when it comes to how they perceive themselves and how they value their self-worth. We know that young people, especially girls, look to social media and determine how they should look based on what they see. It's extremely concerning when we have young people, whether it's boys or girls, looking to social media and the images that they see on there that allow them to influence how they feel about themselves and their self-worth. We also know that young people will post pictures on social media, and if they don't get the likes that they want, then they'll remove those pictures and take them down, and again, oftentimes feel negatively about themselves and about what they're doing, how they look, and so on and so forth because of the few likes that they received. Social media greatly contributes to peer pressure and vice versa. We know that young people feel peer pressure. It's not uncommon for a young person to feel pressured by their peers, and it's multi-generational. We've all felt it. We've all been through it. Every generation has their own peer pressures that they deal with. I oftentimes say that young people today have a magnitude more of pressure when it comes to the way that they do things or the expectations that they have, especially of one another. And oftentimes this boils down to social media. The reason for this is they are oftentimes bombarded with images of how they should be, how they should look, the things that they should have. So, for example, when I went to school, that perhaps students had a lot of luxurious items, I didn't necessarily see that. It was behind closed doors. Unless I went to their house, I didn't see it. It wasn't always in my face. Young people today have those things, those expectations, those societal expectations that we have of one another right in front of them on a regular basis. So whether it's the shoes that they wear, the brands that they have, the makeup that they use, the way that their hair looks, the way that they portray themselves, all of that is put out on them as an expectation, and they pressure one another to look that way. We also know that when it comes to social media, that pressure is there to be popular online. So where previous generations may have had a desire or pressure to fit in at school, that pressure now is to fit in online. And if you're cool online, you're cool everywhere else. And their desire to be cool online oftentimes overpowers whatever it is that they're doing in real life. So you have young people that are engaging in behaviors that they really wouldn't otherwise in order to have that cool factor online. In addition to that, when it comes to the way girls portray themselves, the pressure is to be sexy, to look a certain way, to look the way models look. So a young girl may want to take that screenshot of herself, or to take a picture of herself with the sink, or posing a certain way with the pouty lips in order to look like Kim Kardashian or whoever it is that she wants to look like. Again, so that she can show her friends, and her friends can all say, wow, you're so beautiful, you look so gorgeous. And again, to contribute to the way she feels about herself. The pressure is also there when it comes to the way that they behave online, in terms of the expectations that they have of one another, and ultimately engaging in a certain verbiage when they talk to one another. Oftentimes a young person might post something and all of a sudden they get backlash to it. They all jump on board. So again, when it comes to commentary, when we look at cyberbullying, it's not necessarily something that would happen in real life, because those expectations or those pressures might not be there face to face. However, online, it's very easy to get caught up in a situation where they might say things that they would never otherwise say to an individual without having any empathy for them. We have situations where a person might, again, post a picture that they like, but for whatever reason, somebody else will comment and say, nope, that's not a good picture. And instead they'll say something negative about it. And now you've got 5 to 500 other kids jumping on board and also contributing to those negative comments. Again, comments that they might have not otherwise ever made. As a parent, you can help your daughter too. Focus on the body parts she likes and her physical abilities. Wear comfortable clothing to feel better. Celebrate accomplishments. Avoid body bullying and self-berating talk. Avoid body comparisons, especially on social media. Avoid commenting about other people's appearance, shape, or sizes. Celebrating accomplishments is extremely important, especially when it comes to accomplishments that children have at school, whether it is getting a good grade on something, bringing home a project that they've excelled at. Perhaps they're wonderful at singing, or maybe they have a skill in a different sport. Maybe they're exceptionally good at drawing. Whatever they might be wonderful at and they have strengths in, it's important for us as parents to really focus in on that and give them the support that they require in that area. So for example, when it comes to soccer, perhaps she's got extremely strong legs, and you can comment on how strong those legs are and the ability she has as a result of her strong legs to kick that ball as far as she does. It's up to the parents to really educate and shape the minds of their children as they're growing up, and based on the way that they talk about body image and weight and healthy living and ultimately a healthy lifestyle. The way that a child grows up to perceive themselves, but also other people, is very much based on the comments that they hear in the home. So if a mom, for example, is oftentimes critical of oneself, if she tries on a dress and says, oh, my butt looks big in this, and her daughter or her son over here, then that is what they're using potentially as their marker in terms of how to either assess oneself or assess someone else. Self-esteem cannot be underestimated. Self-esteem has profound impact on every aspect of our existence. How we operate in the workplace, how we deal with people, how high we are likely to rise, how much we are likely to achieve. The level of self-esteem influences how girls interact with their peers and the choices girls make. As an organization, Youth Diversion receives a number of referrals for young people who struggle with self-esteem, peer pressure, self-confidence, along with a number of different issues. We provide various programs and services that address that, and we work with a number of community partners who assist us in providing that support to young people who struggle in these areas. Thank you for participating in Youth Diversion's webinar on self-esteem and girls. I encourage you to look through our website for additional information and to contact our office for additional support services.